All right, you just heard our third excerpt. This one's a whole lot of fun to work on and play because of the different styles that we have, different styles of articulation. It gives us a good variety here. So some things for us to look out for, the style of our articulation. So we have a bunch of tenutos, marcatos, accents, notes that have nothing on it. So we really need to make sure that we're very careful about where we're selecting to use more separation or more tenuto, longer phrases and stuff like that. So right from the beginning we have these marcatos, marked with emphasis. We need to make sure that they're nice and heavy, but then when we come back off of on these eighth notes, a method I like to think about is LLSS, long notes loud, short notes soft, so that it's more for march style, but works well with this excerpt as well. So we have beep, bum, bum, just stay nice and out of the way, nice and light there. The heavier you get, the probably more you're going to slow down. We want to definitely avoid that. But also keeping in mind that we have to subdivide through those longer notes. Speaking of longer notes, timing, okay, is a huge thing in here. We have a bunch of triplet eighth notes that go into straight eighth notes. We need to make sure that we don't carry that feel. We have half notes that have a huge tendency to slow down. We have beat one rests with a pickup note after it. Just a whole lot of areas where we can kind of fall flat that we need to make sure that we're pushing forward. So again, like with most excerpts, we need to play this slowly, really know what music is coming up and what we need to be doing. It's kind of like driving down a road, you know, going 15 miles per hour as opposed to 65. If you're going slower, you're going to be able to get to know the road more and the kind of the nuances of that. Same thing here. Play this slowly. Make sure you know what's coming up. Now, air motion I wrote up on the board. This is making sure that we have enough air to make some of these notes sound, especially with like some of these pickup notes. It's marked measure like 55, the one that's the high E flat to G flat. The tendency for that one is going to be, you know, cut off or not even having those notes sound. We need to make sure that we have plenty of air moving forward, just as opposed to. So we have something like, or the one that comes after it. So have plenty of air moving through those. One thing you can do is separate those out and slur them. You can also go back and buzz that and make sure we know the interval between those. But we definitely want to make sure that we have the air behind it to make sure that those are going to sound out there. And as you can notice, as I already pointed out, there's a bunch of repeated material in here. There's a bunch of very similar parts. It's kind of like they just flip it upside down. And if it were descending the first time, it's ascending the next time. But one thing we want to make sure that we're looking out for is that we're matching the style of those. Even though they might be in a different order, we're still matching the same articulation and musical phrase. That we're not always just getting louder because we're going higher. So we're always being mindful of where that phrase is going. But, I mean, this is going to be a fun one to work on. So enjoy it. Again, play it slowly, slow down the metronome, inch up 2 clicks, 4 clicks, and this will definitely be where you want it to be. So I hope that helped. Good luck preparing this one, and we'll see you guys later.